Hi everyone, this is a random oven, and this is a bit of a different video. It's nothing related to cassettes or any of my previous videos. It's actually about chess, and in particular, a certain website called Kasparovchess, which is a great website created by the legendary ex-world champion Garry Kasparov, and it has certain ambassadors which are selected IMs and GMs who do streams and record lessons on Kasparovchess. So, on the first few streams, I've been able to play against these IMs and GMs. So, I'm going to be analyzing my first 10 games against all of these Kasparovchess ambassadors. And fair warning, I lost every single one of them, as expected from my rating. I'm 1200 leeches in blitz and 1400 leeches in rapid. By the way, all of these are banter blitz matches, so these are during streams while the streamer is talking to the chat, and these are all 5 minutes or less. So, my first game was on June 10th, 2021, against the legendary Peter Svidler, a super GM from Russia, and, I'll just go through the game first. So here, I played d4, and he played knight f6. Then basically I tried to do a stonewall attack with all of these pawns, and I'm gonna bring out the bishop, then bring out this pawn, then bring out the knight, etc. So that was my plan. So I'm planning to do that, while on the other hand, he's trying to fianchetto his two bishops. You'll see him fianchetto the other one later. So we're just doing some normal developing moves. He castles, and then he attacks my pawn. I wasn't really sure what to do against this, so I just defended it because it's not a very traditional move in this opening. I don't think it is, at least. So he just defends his own pawn as well. I castle, he fianchettos the other bishop, I defend with the knight, and then he brings out his pawn to d5, and I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do here, because a big danger would be if he brought his knight to e4. If he did that, I would take, then he would take, then I take, then he takes, and I lose the exchange. So, and the only way for me to defend this is by bringing my queen here, and unfortunately, I did not actually see that. Or actually, another way would be bringing my knight over here to g5. But anyway, I didn't see either of those moves. I just tried to bring my knight to the center with knight e5. But he attacked my knight at first, and then I brought this knight here, which was a very big mistake because he just brought his knight in there, and then I had to bring back the knight so that, yeah, he just gained the tempo right there, because now he'll be able to bring out his rook to an open file, semi-open at least. So he took, and then I just brought my bishop back. So that was a bit of a bad move on my part. He took my pawn to open up the file, and I took with my e-pawn, of course. And then he brought his knight over there so that he could bring out his queen, I'm pretty sure. And also, of course, defend the pawn. So, I just brought my rook over there, but I'm not really sure why I did that, because it's a losing exchange. Because, takes. So, I don't know. It's losing. Even if I bring my queen there, it's gonna be losing because, I traded a queen for a knight. I'm really not sure what I was doing here. I guess I was in time trouble. But, in these post-game analyses, you can't really see how much time is left. So, Kasparovchess, if you're hearing this, you should do that. You should show, how much time was left at this certain moment. Anyway, he went b5, bishop d2, e6. Now, this is where I made a big blunder. b4. Why was this a blunder? Well, this is what he did. He brought his knight to d5. Why? So he could take the pawn, and then I would take, and then his rook would take, and that just basically destroys my position. It crumbles down right after that, and I did not see this. I just brought my queen there, which was a very, very bad decision because he did that. And then I took the pawn, and then he checked me with the queen while also taking my pawn. And we traded the bishops, and then we traded queens, but you know, it was already completely lost at this point. Because, yeah, big blunder there doing this move. H4. I should have defended the pawn in hindsight, with maybe, you know, rook f1, but well, whatever. That's how the game went, and he took, and I brought my pawn here, which is another big blunder because he just takes. Now this is mate in 2, or actually close to mate in 2. It's not really mate in 2 because you know, if I went here and then he took, you know, but you know what I mean. Mate is nearby, but instead I just blundered mate in 1. So yeah, the game ended in checkmate in 26 moves. Yeah, great game against Peter Svidler. And let's take a look at the engine analysis here. You can see that basically most of the game was in black's favor, and as you can see, when I played b4, yeah, it was a very, very big mistake because it went from 0.09 in my favor to minus 1.33, so that was bad, and then just went completely downhill from there. Yeah, it was really bad. But on the plus side, in the first few moves, I think it was around here. At this point, Peter said that he didn't really like his position against me, which is nice considering I'm very much lower rated compared to him. But yeah, that's how the first game went. Now, I'll get into the second game in a bit, and the second game was against IM and woman GM Tanya Sakdev. Alright, so this is the game I had against Tanya Sakdev, IM and woman GM from India, and this time I was black, because in the last game I was white. So, this game lasted 39 moves until I got checkmated, so much longer than the game against Peter. So let's see how it went. d4, and then I went for a stonewall defense, which is basically the opposite of a stonewall attack. It's basically stonewall attack reversed for black. And then, yeah. Basically, it's just normal moves at this point. We both castled, and then she brought her bishop in. I wasn't very happy about that because, you know, trade not that good for the position in my opinion. But yeah. And then of course you have that knight, so I brought out this knight, and luckily she attacked my knight, so we just traded. And I brought in the pawns. Yeah, basically, yeah, we were just playing chess, normal chess. Except for the fact that right here, I completely blundered my rook. Yeah. No tactics or anything, just a blunder of a rook. Completely, just so bad. Yeah, I'm very sorry about this. Yeah, I just blundered the rook, and I got kind of tilted, and so in this position I was just really bad. I lost the bishop as well, double attack, and basically right here I just tried to play it until checkmate, and there you go, checkmate in 39. That's really all I had to say about this. But one thing I can say is that Tanya said I was pretty good for my rating, so that's nice. And according to her, I had some nicely timed pawn breaks here and there. But other than that, just a very normal game until at least that blunder, that very big blunder of the rook, just so bad. Yeah, I was kind of tilted, like right until here, because you know I noticed I was in a very bad position. So yeah, and then that rook blunder was just an even worse thing. So yeah, that just made me even more tilted. And if you take a look at the analysis, according to the computer, just like the game I had against Peter Svidler, basically the entire game was in White's favor. Now, I'm not sure why, but Kasparovchess says I'm white and Tanya is black when I'm actually black. So yeah, there's kind of a glitch in there. But anyway, that's just how it is, and you can see here, I was, according to the computer, a little bit winning, but in this position, but you know, personally, I really don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it at all. And yeah, right here, right when I blundered the rook, boom, absolute blunder. It went from negative 0.21 in my favor to plus 2.49. Yeah, that was really bad. And here, checkmate is, well, very much inevitable. And so, yeah, that's about it. That's my game against Tanya Sakdev. So, let's get into game 3. Alright, now on to our third game. This was on July the 1st, which was just, I think it was I'm pretty sure that was like about a week after the second game, which was on June 25th. So, anyway, this was again against Peter Svidler, and this game, I fell for a trick. There is a trick here. So, yeah, just stay tuned for that. So, I was playing black. Peter went b3. I really don't... I don't actually know what to play against b3. Because I only know openings against d4 and e4. So, I'm unprepared for literally every other white opening. So, you know, I just played b6, and then I just tried to fianchetto my bishops, and so I did. He brought out his knight and some pawns, so I tried to attack them somehow, but then he just locked them in by playing e5. I tried to do a pawn break with f6, but you know, he just brought out his bishop and gave me a check, so I had to block with the knight. I took with the pawn, and then here, this was where I made a bit of a mistake. My mistake was I did not take that knight, because that knight is very important to the trick. So I just brought in my queen, which I'm really not sure why I did that. I'm not sure why I brought the queen in. Because I guess I was thinking like I would win a pawn somehow, because you know, takes, but I'm not sure why I did that. Anyway, yeah, he just defended it with the rook. I attacked the bishop. That was a thing, okay? I attacked the bishop. He took with the knight. I took with the bishop. Now, here, he attacked my queen. So obviously I had to take the knight, right? It's either I take the knight or bring the queen back. I should have brought the queen back, because, as you can see here, takes, and then he attacked the queen. Huge blunder on my part, because I took the pawn. I took the poisoned pawn, because, as you can see here, bam, I just lost my bishop and my rook. I just lost them both. Terrible position. So yeah, basically I'm down a rook in exchange for a pawn and a knight. Rather, a rook and a bishop in exchange for a pawn and a knight. So he's 4 points ahead of me in terms of material, which is just really bad because, you know, he's a super grandmaster and all that. And now I just made myself be down a pawn once more. And everything just crumbled down after that one big blunder. Yeah. So basically, that's just how the game went. I tried to promote, but, you know, there was no hope for that anyway. So, yeah, and plus, as you can see here, I even lost my queen in exchange for a rook, so that was just terrible. Yeah, and then I just played until checkmate. He made a second queen, and there you go, that was checkmate in 44 moves. Quite a unique checkmate because, it's in the middle of the board, you know? Yeah. And all the squares are covered by the two queens. Wonderful. Anyway, yeah. That's how it went, right? Here's the analysis. Again, there's a glitch on Kasparovchess. It says I'm white and Peter Svidler is black, but it's the other way around. So I don't know how that's going. And as you can see here, the analysis, yeah, the entire game was basically all for white until it dropped. Yeah, for some reason it dropped approximately 2.5 points when he attacked my queen with the knight. I'm not sure why it did that. Because, you know, of the trick, but maybe the stockfish on Kasparovchess is low depth, but I'm not really sure. And as you can see here, apparently it considered taking my bishop as a big blunder. I really don't know why. Because, you know, it just made me fall for the trap. But anyway, yeah, after I took the pawn, yeah, I went from minus 2.42 to plus 7.08 because obviously, you know, he got my bishop and my rook. So that was pretty bad. And yeah, it was just all in white's favor up until the very end, until I got checkmated. So that was pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway, the next game, the fourth game, is going to be against another legendary Super GM. You may know him. His name is Levon Aronian or Aronian, however you pronounce it. Yeah. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Alright, so on July 9, I played a game against Super GM Levon Aronian. So yeah, let's take a look at the game. So I was black again. I'm not sure why I keep getting black in these games, but anyway, fair warning before I begin. I had a really bad game. Like, basically the story behind this is that I was kind of tilted because, and I was kind of demotivated because all of these streams actually happen from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. over here, and this was near the end of the stream. I was literally the last game. I was running out of hope, and then, boom, that was the last game. I got the last game. So, you know, it was very tiring for me. It was a very tiring experience because I just had to go through 1 hour of constantly waiting for the game to end, and then playing it, and then giving him a challenge, and then I end up, you know, not getting the game. You know, it's kind of disappointing on my part. You know, at least that's how I feel. But you know, that's life, right? Anyway, so here's the game. E4, I went for the Caro-Kann with C6, D5, and here I don't know why I did this, but I played Queen E6 check. I you know, I was not in the right mindset to do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was just bad. And I should have just brought the queen back, because this ended up with me making a huge blunder here with knight b6. Of course. Of course I fall for the very simple pawn fork. Obviously I have to bring the queen back. And then what he did is he actually gave me a bit of a chance by not taking the knight. But um there's a problem. There's a problem because of this. This. The pin. He gave me a chance to redeem myself and get saved from complete destruction, but I did not see it. I just did not see the pin. So of course I'm basically forced to take, because there's no way to unpin myself from this position, I'm pretty sure. And here he gave me another chance, I think. Because yeah, look, he instead of bringing my bishop out to, for example, d6, I defended it. So what he did is he sacrificed the exchange so that he could get a fork on my king and my rook. So yeah, that was just such a bad game. And there's another nasty trick here, which I fell for in just a moment. And wait for it, there it is. I don't know why I kept falling for these tricks in this particular stream, in this game, but you know, staying up until 3 a.m. and then you know, being an 800, that's just how many things are. So you know, I just got my rook taken, and then eventually I lost my knight, which is also a very nice checkmate in 27 moves. Take a look at the post-game analysis. Again, another glitch on Kasparovchess. I have to be black here. Literally the entire game was in white's favor. Literally everything was plus. No minuses in this game. So as you can see, that was just my worst game ever. Yeah, but you know, it's still an honor playing against Levon Aronian. Yeah, as you can see here, when I brought out my knight, boom, went from plus 0.79 to plus 4.29. That was pretty bad. And then when I brought my knight there as well, yeah, just terrible, because you know, I got pinned, and the whole thing was just a really bad game on my part, and a really good game on Levon's part. So yeah, that was that. So the next game is going to be against another IM and woman GM, Jovanka Hauska from England. So yeah, I'll discuss that in just a minute. Okay, so this game was actually the day after the Levon game on July 10th. This was against, once again, Jovanka Hauska, IM and woman GM from England. On Kasparovchess, her username is the Little Hat, which is the same username she has on her Twitter and Instagram, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I'm black again. I don't know why I keep getting black, but I just keep getting black. So e4, another Caro Kann, but this time it's the advanced variation. And you know, I'm really not good with my advanced variation theory. I'm only experienced in the exchange variation, so you know, I have to study a bit more. But all I know is that I have to bring my bishop out here if she takes. But yeah, she did not take. So also, I don't know why I did this. I guess I was thinking of fianchettoing my bishop, but I I just completely forgot about this after because of all the pressure. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I brought out my queen there for some odd reason, and then right here there is a big trick because I made a big blunder right here on b6. So that's exactly what she did in just a moment after she played h4, h5. Yeah, boom, double attack. Then we traded queens. And then I just got kind of tilted from here. Yeah. And basically, that's the entire game. But there's a really nice mate in this position. Yeah. Take a look at this. Okay. Boom. It is almost smothered mate. Because, yeah, almost smothered mate. Like, this square isn't covered by one of my own pieces, but, you know, it's attacked by the king. So, yeah, that's a very nice looking mate. It's a smothered mate. Nice game. Nice tactic there with the double attack. And if you take a look at the computer, once again, the entire game was just, yeah, was just completely in white's favor. And once again, I have to be black here. Yeah, they have to fix that. Anyway, so that's the game. So now, in just a couple of seconds, I'll get into the 6th game. Okay, the 6th game is another one against Peter Svidler. And in here, I'm playing white. And this was on, let's see, when was this? July 11th. So it was the exact day after the match against Jovanka. So yeah, just back-to-back games. So anyway, I went d4 and he went with the same approach as he did in game 1. Here you go, knight f6. And then I tried to go for the stone wall again, but well, of course, it was not meant to be, of course, because yeah, I'm not meant to win this. We traded bishops, and then I tried to bring my bishop out here. Then he brought his queen in. That was a big problem. I noticed that luckily and went queen c2. And I brought my knight out. And then there was a problem in this game, and you'll see it in a bit. Here, I lost a pawn because I can't take, because obviously I will lose my queen. That's just a Botez Gambit. So I just had to bring my queen out. According to the computer, queen b1 is the best move, and this was a blunder. Not sure why. Anyway, here, so I attacked the queen. Queen went to a6, which proved to be a bad thing, and you'll see why in just a bit. I went b4. b4 was a bad move in the previous game. I mean, it was a bad move as well now. Because look at this. I just did a complete and utter Botez Gambit. Yeah, so I just blundered my queen. Of course I did, and I was just tilted here, and you know, I had no idea what to do in this position. I just went a4, and mate in 2 is unstoppable because takes, and checkmate in 29 moves. So that's how it is. Very quick game, and a very bad game by me. You know, I had this. After the first 3 games, I had a streak of bad games. But you'll see the last 2 games are really nice. Okay? I promise you that. But I'll tell you about them later when we actually get to those 2 games. If you look at the computer, basically the entire game was in black's favor. And yeah, it was just really bad. For some reason, it says knight c6 check is a blunder. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, it was just all, yeah, black was just completely winning here, and yeah, it ended in checkmate. So yeah, that's just how it went. So we'll get into game 7 in just a moment. So see you there. Okay, so for games 7 to 10, I was able to grab footage of the actual game from the Kasparovchess streams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those games on the video first, and then afterwards I'm going to give my analysis. So game 7, it was another one against Jovanka Hauska, or the Little Hat, and this is on, I'm pretty sure it was July 26. Yes, July 26. Actually, on July 22, 4 days before, Sopiko Gramishvili, who's I'm pretty sure Georgian, but now she plays for the Dutch Federation, and of course she's married to Anish Giri. She streamed also, but I was able to challenge her, and she actually accepted my challenge, but I wasn't able to play her because, for some odd reason, Kasparovchess just showed me a black screen. I'm pretty sure I just disconnected or something. I tried a second time, and she accepted it, but it was a black screen again, so she just moved on to someone else. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's fine. She did another stream before that, but I wasn't able to get a challenge in. I mean, I was able to get a challenge in, but I wasn't able to get a game. So anyway, fast forward to July 26th, I had a game with Jovanka Hauska, and here is the clip from the Twitch stream.
That was hard. That was, well, it was expert level for a reason. And yeah, well done. We did it. Okay, right, now let's play chess. 5 minutes, bit the viz. They got there first, and I'm accepting. Okay. Bit the viz, bit the wits, and I will be playing with the white pieces. And what should I play? E4, D4? D4. E4. I've been practicing on my E4. And okay. When I was younger, I used to play E4 all the time. And I always chose this line. It was like, kill games. Yeah, you need to challenge me on my handle, which is the little hat. And okay, I see no reason for gunpowder. No, let's not joke about these things. This is a bonfire knight and bishop takes pawn. I really like my pawns. Now I realize I gave up the bishop pair, and I normally would never ever play bishop takes knight on the corner because black does get a lot of play for it. Like take, for instance, the open line. These pawns are actually quite dangerous, especially if they can start moving forward. But I've chosen to basically give up the bishop pair for a pawn. Yeah. Yes, yeah, the rook is hanging, yeah. The rook was hanging, and that's on C1. That's why we could play. I forgot to mention that. Thanks for pointing that out. No, there was no other square for the rook because it needed to go to H1 and the bishop was on E4. So, okay. So what I will do, so the one thing that my opponent has as compensation for this pawn deficit is the bishop pair. So I'm quite happy that they've decided to swap off bishops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on development. I'm going to, let's get rid of that actually. Exchanges, exchange. Okay, let's play here. And okay, my knight now, and now I need to focus on development. Absolutely. What is my FIDE rating? Well, it's a bit of a pity story, really. I mean, it's 2381, and it's the lowest it's been in years. And I was making, oh dear, why did I do that? I just lengthened the diagonal. That was not good. So let me tell you this sob story. So it was 24:30, but then around about 24:30, and I really wanted to kind of study hard and see if I could get to the Grandmaster title. And so I worked with a coach, and we made some changes, and I was just making some small adjustments, getting used to this new style of play. And I lost rating points. It tends to happen when you're studying chess really hard. You tend to lose rating points. And I wasn't too worried about it because I felt like my understanding was getting better and better. And then the pandemic hit, and that was that. So there's one of the things that I learned about knights. Knights need to be on good circuits. And you see my knight on c4. It's actually on quite a nice circuit because it's attacking the pawn on a5. And also this pawn on e5 is a little bit weak. And I just need to back that up with a rook coming to d5. And I'm quite happy with my position. And if I look at my knight on e2, that also needs a good square. So the knight, thinking of putting it on g3 and then maneuvering it to f5, where it's proudly supported by this pawn on e4. No, but I'm going to, no. What am I going to do? Now, need to think about this one a little bit. I think I'm going to harass that bishop. The reason why I was a bit reluctant to put my knight on g3 is because then, okay, make sure there's no discovered. There's no discovered. Okay, it's because, whoops. When I put my knight on g3, I do not want the rook to come to g8 and then put pressure on my knight, because you see suddenly my knight is really in the way of the pawns. And you know, guys, I love advancing pawns. So now I can put my knight onto g3, and now I can think about putting my knight on f5. Oh, but my opponent is listening to me. But there was a consequence. Every move has consequences, and this knight was protecting the rook on b8. You're not anymore. And once again, but if I take, then he comes back to rook a8. And that's a little bit annoying. So what should I do? Let's gang up on that piece again. So let's not be swayed by the cheap tricks. Let's instead, okay. Now I'm coming in. I'm coming into my position. Is stream sniping allowed? I don't know what stream sniping is. Is that when you watch? Okay. Okay, so I am a little bit of a newbie to all of these things. So, okay, now I want to, what can I do? I want to gang up. Okay, that's a David type of move. David Howell, my co-commentator, he loves to push a pawn forward and dominate the knight. So now the knight can't get to f4 or h4. So let's take a look at my time, because I've been talking a lot. Okay, I have just under 2 minutes. Now I have to say one thing. Okay. I don't mind. You can watch me and listen to what I'm going to do. That's not a problem. I'm quite easy going about things. Oh, what does that mean? Okay. You're sending me emojis. Okay. Distraction. Okay, now I'm going to come here because I've spotted my knights coming to a new square. And then I get my beloved octo knights. Okay, that's not so dangerous to me. I'm going to give a check. And then I'm going to try to... Now, one thing that he should do is he should fix his pawn on h3. No, I can't do that. So, okay, I'm going to kill the game. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm going to take the game into a king and pawn ending, and that's a mistake. He should, if he's going to get any chances, he needs to run with this pawn and create some counterplay. Let's fix this pawn. And okay, WGM and FM. No, they don't quite have the same rating requirements. FM is, you have to just be 2300. To be a WGM, you have to do a higher performance. So yeah, I am. Get Gary in the stream, please. Yeah, he would be cool. He will be streaming. He's done some streams before. It's been very, very cool. Very instructive to listen to Gary. I recommend it. Okay, move forward. Every single piece of yours must move forward. Okay. Okay, now I have to speed up. And King gets in. That guy is coming in. I want him in. Teamwork makes a dream work. And now the king is in. And black's position is going to start creaking. You can't hold a fortress if there's too many lines open. And I don't have too much time, though. 44 seconds. Yeah. And Bits is sending me all sorts of emojis. I like that. Skull, but okay, I'm going to take that one. And now Harry is going to run. 43 seconds. Yes. Another one. Bites the dust. Another one. Another one. And there's a pre-move. Pre-move. No stalemate. No. Okay. And there's got that square. Okay, I should try to go for checkmate. Got 29 seconds. Let's okay, let's go like this. And let's bring the king in. One square. There, checkmate. So great. Okay, so now I've got a whole lot of challenges. Thank you very much, Bits the Bits. Oh, lots of people want to play me. Okay, and now I have one from...
Okay, so that was the clip, and this is the final position. I got checkmated in 51 moves. So let's go back to the starting position, and basically this game was... In here, I was just completely tilted, because on the very first move, I mouse slipped d5. I just mouse slipped. End of story. I was gonna go d5, and then I was gonna try to do a reverse stonewall or stonewall defense with like that, with, you know, bishop d6, and then, you know, knight g6, then castle short, etc, etc. But, well, unfortunately I mouse slipped d6, so I really wasn't sure on what to do. So basically I just tried to wing it from here on out, which proved to be a really bad idea, because right out of the opening, I was in a pretty bad position. Jovanka did say I had compensation with the bishop pair, but, you know, I'm not a titled player by any sense of the word, and so, I had no idea how to convert this position, and it just ended up continuing to be completely losing for me. So yeah, and then around here she said that I was listening to the stream, but let me just say I absolutely was not. I was just trying to play normal chess and hopefully turn this lost position into a draw, if that was even possible. But you know, against an IM, yeah, no, not possible at all. Definitely not. And here, as you saw, on move 51, I got checkmated. So, that's just how it goes. That's life. So, if you take a look at the position on the computer, you can see that it was already losing right out of the opening, according to the computer. And it just went completely downhill for me and uphill for white. And still there is that glitch where it says I'm white when I'm black. But, you know, whatever. Kasparovchess, please fix that. Yeah, so that was the game. So game number 8 will be 2 days after this one, on July 28th, against Tanya Sakdev. You've seen a few of my games with her before, and so here is the clip of that particular stream.
It was tough. It was tough. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Is okay, Blunder Panda wants a rematch. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's accept. Oh, I hope I've accepted the right game. Oh, I haven't, but that's fine. I'm sorry. I'm playing Bit the Wits this time, but we'll play Blunder Panda. Hang in there. I need to crush you once at least. But first, Blunder Panda, reveal your identity. GG, thank you. Thank you, guys. That was a fun game, that's true. So I'm playing Bit the Wits. So I know one thing about these positions that... now what? Kind of clueless here. Okay, let's go h6. Because I don't like allowing bishop g5 and this knight coming to d5. That always annoys me a little bit. So we're going to avoid that. And we're going to go for a6 so that our bishop always has a retreat square. I want to go d6 next as well. Okay, let's go. Now my idea in these positions is, see, this is why I wanted to play a6 so that my bishop can fall back to a7. Also, could I have not gone here and then you take and then I go here and then you come back? So maybe that wouldn't have been that great. But he allows it this time, doesn't he? Okay, let's go for it. That move is not great. And the reason for that is that we have just done an exercise on trapped piece. And my friend, that knight on a4 is a trapped piece. And we just studied this. So there's no way that I would not have found that. On which move does Blunder Panda blunder? That's the trick, right? Blunder Panda actually never blunders. He's bloody strong. Okay, let's take it. Let's just take everything. As Hikaru would say, welcome to Folktown. Okay, Blunder Panda, get your challenge ready. I'm taking you on the next one. Bit the Wits, knight on a4. Knights on the rim are very dim. You just never put your knight on a4. So we develop now. We're putting pressure on e4 as well. Always trap your pieces. And that was beautiful timing, just, going b5 after doing that whole exercise. So we got to demonstrate that. Let's take this pawn. Okay, let's take the queen. Let's double up our rooks. Let's go in. Chat, you know what we're going to do? Oh, I have an idea. Let's go knight e4. I've got a fun idea, but after my game with Blunder Panda, because that game is a revenge match. That's a grudge match that we've got going on. So against Blunder Panda, it's going to be max, ultra pro max level concentration. Blunder Panda emoji game is strong. Well, his chess game is strong as well. That's the problem there. Peter is the coolest. That is true. He's busy with obligations, and I think we all know what those obligations are. He won't be. In fact, the Champions Chess Tour, it starts on the 31st. I'm commenting on that. So you guys can watch that on Chess24. Lots of big names playing as well. And it's going to be me and Danny King will be commentating, but of course, Peter hopefully will be back. But he's got stuff to do right now. Okay, there should be like a checkmate somewhere now, no? Yeah, okay, so we go rook f2, and we go knight h3, and that is a checkmate. Okay, cool. Should we do the grudge match right now? Let's do this.
So, well, that was the game. She won by checkmating me with the knight and up 9 points of material. So that was nice. So this time I wasn't going for the stone wall. I tried to spice things up because we've played more than once. I tried to spice things up by playing the Italian, but that went horribly wrong because, as you can see, right around here, I completely forgot about the fork. Boom. Yeah, right there. That was the fork. So bad. And what's even worse is that I did not realize that my knight was completely trapped. So I tried to get compensation somehow by, you know, by grabbing the pawn and then trying to bring the knight out, but well, it was trapped. It was completely trapped. So that was a big problem, and then after that I lost because I got tilted. Yeah, I was just so bad. Boom, checkmate right there. On move 31. So yeah, there's not much to be said about this position. I mean, about this game. Yeah, like, yeah, so bad. Just right around there. That was the killer move. That's what made me lose the game. It was a completely equal position as well. This game, in my opinion at least. Yeah, there were a few winning chances, but I just did not notice the fork. It was a bit too late. So that was bad. Yeah. What I should have done, instead of bringing this bishop out, I should have brought this bishop back. Because I always have to be on the lookout for these kinds of double attacks. So, yeah, I should have just brought the bishop back to a2. Since, you know, on the previous move, I brought the pawn forward, and my intention was to bring the bishop back, so I should have brought him back first. Yeah, that should have been my top priority, and then maybe this game would have been slightly better in, on my part, but whatever. Anyway, that was the game, and if you take a look at the computer analysis, yeah, it was equal. In fact, slightly, very, very slightly winning for white until I went bishop c3. As you can see, it went from minus 0.33 to minus 3.89. And then when I blundered the bishop, it was minus 8.70. And the whole thing just went crumbling down right here. Yeah, no chance for a draw or stalemate, I'm pretty sure. And I got checkmated. So that's it. That's the game. Now, the next game is very, very exhilarating. These next two games, because they both feature Botez Gambits. And not just by me, but also by the streamers. So these are the moments you've all been waiting for. I've hinted at them in the intro to this video. So, let's do this. So the next game is in August against Topiko Gramishvili, who is the wife of Anish Giri, and you'll see the clip of that game right now.
All right, now let's accept another challenge. Ooh, there are so many coming. Okay. What do you guys think of flagging? Online chess flagging, of course. I enjoy it. It's 5 minutes and 0. Wasn't that a draw? I think I just blundered something, so I was definitely losing that one. But no, I didn't win. Did I win? It was draw now. Good night, Sopico. Good night. Sleep tight. Yes, I won. How did I win that? Let's draw. I think it was written 1-1, like a draw. Wasn't it? I don't know. What's Anish doing? I think he's playing with Danny. He's playing with Danny. Knight d2, which gives me opportunity to take here because there is no c takes, e takes. And once knight is on d2, it's nice in the structure to take on d4 because when knight is on b1, he can jump right away to c3. Okay. Any chess book recommendations? There are so many good chess books. I think we are so blessed with a lot of, chess books about everything, about strategy, tactics, openings. Depends what do you want and where are you looking, like tactics, or there are a lot of good tactics, but now websites are doing all these things where you can train. I don't know why I did that. What does it give me to kick this one out? But it's still nice to have the bishop on b1. Maybe queen b6 or bring the other knight. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Queen b6. No, let's go a5. When are you guys naming new baby? Can't wait. He has a name already. He's Michael. New one is Michael Geary. We have Daniel and Michael. b5. I like b5. Let's go b5. Michael or Mikhail? No, it's Michael. It's Michael. Oops. That's a mouse slip, I think, because I can just take this one. You should have named him Magnus. No. There's only one Magnus, There's only one Magnus. No, he's not Mikhail, he's Michael. Okay. My danger here is to lose on time, so I should be careful. Now this is completely winning. I am up a queen. Did you ever want to stream chess? Chess? So what I'm doing? I'm not streaming chess? Why's that? I streamed a lot of times. Like regular streams. funny. You guys are funny. It would be fun to adopt a kid and then name him Fabiano, so that you can claim that you adopted Fabiano. Yeah. Anish has adopted so many players online. That's true. We have a lot of online kids. Okay. I am really okay. Yeah, the game should be winning. Yeah, better go all the way and name him Magnus. Yeah, correct. If you're going to adopt and make a joke of it, then yeah, let's go for the champion. Well. Let's see. Okay, I think I'll grab this one. I'm a pawn grabber, guys. If we're going for the champion, then we might as well adopt Nepomniachtchi. What do you guys think? What are the chances that Magnus wins again and defends his title? Let's ask in this way. What are the chances? So, because speaking of Nepo and Magnus, who are you rooting for in the World Championship? I'm not really rooting for anybody, like rooting, but I do think that Magnus will beat Nepomniachtchi, but I might be wrong. I think on stream Anish said that he thinks that Nepomniachtchi will beat Magnus, and then we would have Russian derby. Oh, why did I give the knight on d7? Okay, that was a blunder. Oh my god! This queen was hanging all time. Oh my god. Okay, I should not look at chat. At chess I should look, not at chat. Oh, oopsie. Okay, I'm low on time. I'm definitely losing this one. Okay, I don't know if I'm losing by game. Okay. Oops. Uh, 7 minutes, but this is mate. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Another one. Blunder Panda.
Well, that was the game, and quite an interesting game. And yeah, I had so many winning chances in that game. Like right after the game, I analyzed it, and so many winning chances. Like I could have just completely won this game, but I got super pressured because number one, I was playing time trouble, and number two, I was playing time trouble on a trackpad. Because after that mouse slip with Jovanka on d6, I wanted to just play on the trackpad for the rest of the games instead of the mouse, which was a big mistake because it's bad against time trouble, and I got pressured and I got checkmated on move 52. There were so many good winning chances here that I was just appalled how I lost that. But anyway, after that game against Tanya, I just went back to doing the Stonewall, which proved to be pretty good in here, in this position, this game. Because, well, even if I ended up losing my queen right here, well, it was still kind of a solid position. And, here, actually, I had absolutely no hope. Yeah, and you could see through the chat, you could see, another regular user, Eric-san. He was just, he was telling me, just resign, right? You could see it in the chat, and I'll overlay the messages here now. Yeah, he was just telling me to resign. But I didn't, and that proved to be good because of that wonderful blunder, knight f6, Botez Gambit. So yeah, so I did a Botez Gambit when I went queen c1, and Sopico did a Botez counter gambit by going knight f6. So yeah, and then by this point, Eric-san said in chat that he was wrong to question me, and I am a legend apparently. And right here, it was a really bad decision to do this because what I should have done was I should have gone g4. g4 completely traps the bishop. And how could I not notice that? I don't know. g4 would have just won me the bishop completely. I should not have gone bishop e2. I should have just gone g4. g4 would have been a completely winning move. And, so that was a big mistake on my part. Here, another winning idea would have been if I went rook a5 check, because I would be able to snatch the pawns from the back. If I went here, yeah, bing bang boom, right? I'll just snatch all the pawns. But on time trouble, I was just really bad. And if I had this position on blitz 3 minutes 2 second increment, maybe I would have won this. But it was 5 minutes, no increment, and I lost. So yeah, that was bad. If you take a look at the post-game analysis, it looks like a game that a 100 rated player would have, just going up and down and up and down. Yeah, terrible. Terrible game. Also a great game, but you know what I mean. Because, yeah. Right around here, boom, blunder. It went from minus 0.87 to minus 7.54. Then if we go over here, that's the big knight move that it made the game go from minus 17.38 to plus 3.15. Insane. And then it went down again because apparently I blundered this bishop, because I should have gone g4, of course, to trap the bishop. That was terrible, absolutely terrible. I should have gone here, apparently, queen g3, or the move I suggested, rook a5 check. Of course, giving a check always helps. And apparently this was a blunder, because she should have gone knight d7. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, it was winning for me. It was actually very much winning until number one, I blundered this pawn, and then number two, I blundered my rook. Boom. Yeah. And then it led to checkmate. So that was really bad. Um yeah, two extra winning chances after winning the queen and missing those. Just so bad. But you know, as Sven XD said in chat, losing this just proves my rating. My at this point 931 rating on Kasparovchess. So what else can I say but oh well, right? I could have won, but I didn't. Yeah. I should have converted the position, but I was just so pressured by time trouble. But anyway, now to our last game against the legendary Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, the Frenchman with three names. This was another game featuring a Botez Gambit because I promised in chat a Botez Gambit, and you'll see it there when I show the clip. I promised that I'd Botez Gambit against him, and he said, okay, sure. And then we played, and then he did not accept my Botez Gambit. Instead, he did his own Botez Gambit, and basically, I'll just show you the clip.
Okay, I don't need to. Knight b4 just when my king towards e2 after that, so that's fine. Okay, when you'll get the chance to Botez me. That's nice. Okay, so we have like so. Okay. Yes. Let's go, Botez Gambit. Good luck. Okay, this is our last 5 minutes or so stream, so I mean it could be our last game, like maybe the one next to. Oh, Botez Gambit. Okay, you know what? I won't take it. Nah, I really won't take it. You can drop it. Okay, let's do this. I have a plan. Double good Botez Gambit. Yeah, that plan's not that great, but you know, I like to make things difficult for myself. You know, we recreate just theory here. Yeah, piece up, but I claim I have compensation. I'm not going to lose this game. Oh, you know, completing the full circle. And we get material equality. Not anymore. Yeah, this is such a Berlin game. But you know, Berlin got that bad image because of you know, it being so tough to beat. But you know, the positions are actually extremely interesting. So you know, don't say bad things about the Berlin. I think it's great opening. All right, so I'm running these pawns forwards. Okay. and get my king to d5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a bit lazy, but it will work all right. I like announced games, of course, yeah? Of course I like announced games. It's a great player. Okay, I haven't pre-moved h5 because if king h1 then it would have been stalemate. And now I can end up. Another Botez Gambit. I don't think I will have time to mate with... Yeah, because it will be timeout. Okay, maybe let's do one very last game with either one. And I think this will be the last game against the French guy.
Alright, so this is the very last game. You saw the clip. It was a very exhilarating match against the legendary MVL. And at one point of the game, I was completely winning. But I just blundered it and I lost. So, yeah. I went for the stone wall again. It proved me well. Of course, d4, e3. And here, I forgot to go c3 and that was a mistake. And you'll see it later. And here was the promised Botez Gambit with queen g4. Because of course I promised to do it in chat. And I'll show my message here. Yeah, okay. And he did not take it actually. And for some reason, a big part of chat did not actually know I was intentionally Botez Gambiting. A lot of them thought that it was an accident. But I don't know why, but you know. So they thought I just hung my queen. And here, that's the mistake. I did not go c3, so I couldn't bring my bishop back to c2. So now my bishop is basically blocked in. I'm on, e2. It has 4 squares, and they're not gonna do anything. So that was a pretty bad bishop. So I went c3 eventually. And then here, he did his own Botez Gambit. Boom. And I found out his trick because if I just took, he would have taken and it would have been, completely equal from a material standpoint. But if I was the one who took the bishop, I would be a piece up. So I was a piece up. I was a bishop up in exchange for a pawn. So that was pretty good. But there was a big problem here. This is just normal chess until this big blunder. Bishop takes d5. I had no idea why I didn't see the knight, and MVL said that I was just making it full circle. No, I wasn't. Basically I blundered the piece, not intentionally this time. So, and then I blundered a pawn. Then yeah, this whole game, it made me kind of tilted, and then I lost my rook as well because I took that knight. Yeah, terrible game by me, terrible continuation. Yeah, and that's basically it. And then the whole game, and then look, in the end game, he really tried to do a dirty bishop and knight checkmate. Cause look here, hold on. He made it a queen. And then he did a second Botez Gambit right here. And then he promoted to bishop. And then he promoted to knight. Which was such a dirty play. But, you know, I really respect it. And it ended here on bishop f3 because I ran out of time. So, it would have been nice if we had increment. I should have put increment. Learning from the last game, I should have put some increment. But yeah, I ran out of time here. Bishop f3. He was going to bishop and knight checkmate me. But, you know, no time. So, very sorry about that, MVL. And if we take a look at the computer analysis, I'm not sure why it's saying this, but it says here, when he went bishop f3, it was a blunder, and from minus 68.15 it became plus 66.66. I have no idea why, but because like I have literally no pieces, just a king, and he has a knight and a bishop, so I'm not sure why he said that, why the computer said that, but you know. Anyway, by the way, if I did have enough time, what I would have done is I would have just like actually followed the bishop knight checkmate. So I would go here, and then if he went here, I just go back, and then for example, you know, here, or yeah, here, and I will just go here, and then if he went back here, I would go here, and then there. That would have been checkmate. If my king was over here, that's checkmate. So yeah. Anyway, that's what happened in the game, and you can see here that yeah, I was very much winning at this point. And then I just completely lost it when I took the pawn. What was I thinking? I don't know. I should have just played normal chess. I should not have been aggressive at all. Terrible conversion on my part. From plus 3.36 to, let's see, to minus 2.00. Yeah. Really bad blunder on my part. And then it was made even worse when I did this, because it just lost the defender of the pawn. And, well, that was just a terrible game, and it went even worse, because I blundered my rook. And again, for some reason, the engine says that I was winning after this. Hold on. Yeah, on the very last move. I don't know why it said I was winning, but anyway. So those were my very first 10 games against the Kasparovchess ambassadors. This is a really great site, by the way. I really hope they do more streams and more frequent streams, and more streams that are suitable to my time, because literally every single one of these streams except for one by Tanya was from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. in my time zone, so that was pretty bad. But anyway, yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments and boost the algorithm or whatever. And like the video, subscribe if you want to. And if you're new to this channel, I mostly make videos about cassettes, nothing about chess. This is my very first chess video, and quite a long one. So I hope you like it. On my next 10 games, I'm planning on making a second video. So yeah, I really want to continue doing this series, and hopefully Kasparovchess becomes big, because it's a great site, great streams, really good stuff. I like the community on the Discord, and all that. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.